Good morning.
Good morning, Loma Doom, the daughter of darkness.
Exactly. Femke,
Welcome
real
to
name.
welcome to Lonely as Fuck Television. Thanks for your time and patience. Um,
Absolutely.
um, so we haven't met, I don't think. I came across you on Alhara radio station, where I was. This is a part of the reason why I'm doing this because I was over in Bethlehem about 3 or 4 years ago, and
Mm.
I've been I don't know how to say this, but every day it's in my head and it's driving me a little bit crazy. And this helps me to deal with the trauma. Nothing compared to the trauma they have there, but my sort of personal daily battle with what's going on there. If you understand what I mean, and maybe you can tell me how you got to be sharing your wonderful sounds on the Wonder Cabinet radio station.
Yeah. Um, well, thanks, Martin, for inviting me to talk. I always love to talk about my work. Um, I think that the Alhara thing, I might have to close the window because it's a bit
Go on, yeah,
noisy.
go ahead.
Sec Better. Um, Sorry about that.
No problem.
Um, so the O'Hara show was actually created because I had a friend of mine, Rami, who has a show on O'Hara, monthly residency, and he invited me to make a mix for him, and it was I think it got released right a few months after Israel started invading or re-invading Gaza and bombing Gaza. Yeah, I think for me, dealing with this sadness and grief and this incomprehensible madness that was going on kind of made me want to put that into music. I always do that. I feel like whenever I grieve, I find healing in sounds,
Yeah.
which is the reason why I think it sounds why it sounds.
Mhm. Sorry, what's it called?
So no, so I think for me the reason why it sounds maybe I've heard it before where people have listened to this mix and have experienced the feeling of grief
Hmm.
in the mix, and I think I always put that in there
Exactly, yeah.
to kind of deal with my own emotions as well, which I can apparently only deal with through sounds.
I'm very similar, and I also paint and write and everything. But
Mm.
the music seems to be the most immediate healing form of expression, I suppose you could say. It seems to have a magical instant power, as opposed to looking at a painting or reading a book. Music has this instant
Yes.
healing power, right?
Yes, I feel because it's of course, there's the time factor of like how long a show lasts, like whether it's 50 minutes or 2 hours. But this notion of getting transcended through time, through sound. Sound has that quality, sonics has that quality of losing time and
Hmm.
kind of stretching the notion of time. So like a short while can feel like infinity and vice versa.
Exactly,
And I
yeah.
think playing with that through my music is something that I really aspire to do.
I'd love to get back into the actual practical way that you put the mixes
Mhm.
together and music and art, but maybe you should tell us a little bit about your background first. You sound American, and I can't pronounce your name. Is it Femi Decker?
Femke,
Femi? How do you say
Femke,
Femke
Femke.
Decker? So that's a Dutch name, right?
It's a very Dutch name. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I did the American accent comes from the fact that my dad used to work for American companies
Hmm.
as a child in international companies. So I kind of grew up internationally, international schools. I lived abroad for most of my childhood. But I am very Dutch, hence the very
Okay.
Dutch. Yeah,
So, um, where did you go to? I suppose you went to school all over the place, but did you have like an
I
earliest
did.
an earliest memory of this? Or
Yeah,
which
yeah,
countries have
yeah.
you been in? The most, yeah.
Um, well, I mean, compared to other like expat children, I grew up in Europe mostly,
Mhm.
Brussels for a very long time.
Great.
We
Mhm.
did spend some time in the States as well, but mostly in Brussels and in Paris.
So you've never been to West Asia?
Well, I've been, but no,
Okay.
not living. Although I have to say, we did travel extensively as a child.
Mhm.
So my parents would also travel to the Middle East.
Mhm.
So one of my dad's former colleagues lived in Beirut,
Okay,
and
great.
yeah, my parents took me there, but as a baby, so I don't
Yeah.
have any active memories.
No memories. So, you did you so when you were let's go just jump to 16 then, right? Is there any or tell me you want to tell me something before you were 16 that was any important events in your life? I'm sure there was many, but the,
Oh yeah, I think for me, growing up and moving a lot, meant that was always kind of always felt like the alien in the group or the new kid on the block. I think it also influenced the way I've tried to adapt to new situations.
Mhm.
But that also meant that as a child, I did find refuge in stories, in music, not being able to make friends very easily.
Yeah.
So yeah, it has like I think my childhood really influenced the way that I interact with things and how much I like storytelling and how storytelling, whether it's through music or through language, can transport you to another space and time.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's say I'll give you my musical progression. I think we're similar. I think you're maybe 10 years younger, but my musical progression, I was 5 or 6 and I bought vinyl records, Adam the Ants. It went from Adam the Ants probably to Aztec Camera, the Smiths,
Mm.
and then sort of Happy Monday, Stone Roses, and then boom, Acid House happened about that time, and then everything was crazy, you know. I don't know if you have a similar experience. Maybe you can
Yeah,
tell me
I
yours.
do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, and indeed, I grew up on a very steady diet at home of bebop jazz. So my
Okay.
dad very much a jazz head. And then the natural thing to do when you're 12 and turning adolescent is to move towards the darker
Yeah, yeah,
side
yeah.
of pop. So yeah, a huge Cure fan, still am.
Wow.
Also moved into like punk and hardcore punk
Okay, cool.
music. So very much influenced by East Coast hardcore, straight edge hardcore.
Minor
Uh,
Threat, Black Flag, things like that. Yeah.
exactly, exactly,
Angry
exactly.
Samoans,
Yes, very
DOA.
much.
I used to love
Yes,
that shit as well.
yes,
There's
yeah.
some great stuff there. I mean, Meat Puppets stick out to me
Oh,
as
Meat
well.
Puppets.
Some more
Yeah,
melodic sort of thing. Okay,
yeah.
but were you buying physical vinyl? Not really.
I think I started buying or saving up pocket money to buy 7 inches when I was like maybe 8 or 9.
Okay. In the
And that was
90s, right? Am I right?
80s,
Okay.
80s,
Wow. Okay. So, do
80s. Um,
you remember the
yeah,
first one you got, or the first thing you became
I,
obsessed by? I'm obsessed. I'm a kind of obsessive, so I was obsessed by all these bands. I don't
yeah.
know if there was something like that with you, where you just got obsessed by one band.
That happened later though. I think
Mhm.
I went through I was very much a child still and
Yeah.
influenced by children. I do not have this, like my partner's first 7 inch was Oh Superman by Laurie Anderson.
Wow.
Do
Great
not have
stuff.
that cool story. I think my first
Mhm.
7 inch must have been either a Jackson 5 or a Ricky Lee
Cooler.
Jones. Also
Yes.
cool, but yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
not, it took a
production wise,
while.
and
Yeah. No, it took a while for me to get into the punk records. I think that was really at 12, 13.
okay, so you're into punk, and then what's next? Tell me. Let's see the
And then,
progression to Acid House, right?
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
assuming it
yeah.
ends up there.
Well, it's for me that progression went very, very slowly.
Okay.
So I think up until let's say late 90s, I was still very much into guitar-led music. But then I started listening to more like Chicago
Yeah.
experimental music. So I was very heavily influenced by Jim O'Rourke productions,
Okay. Jim
things like
Rock, yeah.
Tortoise. I got really heavy into Stereolab at one point.
Oh my
And
God, I
that,
met her a few months ago.
oh, you did? Oh, that's so
Oh,
nice.
such a beautiful. I've got a photo, and she was playing a gig here solo.
Oh.
My God, I forget her name. Sadler, something Sadler.
Yeah, sorry. My mind is also
Yeah, I mean
ah,
French disco. The this song "Resistance," "Resistance" is poignant at the moment.
yeah, yeah,
And they're kind of like a Marxist band. That
yeah,
that's incredible. They're so
yeah,
good that you should say that. So when you
yeah.
do, and so if you're in Brussels, these bands are all passing through, right? Did you get a chance to go and see any of them?
Yes, very much so. Yeah, I mean, I would go to shows like, and still go to shows
Uh-huh. Of
regularly. I feel I'm more attracted to go to see live shows than DJ sets,
course, yeah.
apart from a few people that I really love. I mean, I just saw Asuti Walin doing an amazing back-to-back with Al Wooten. They were amazing together. But I'm always triggered more by live shows than
Hmm.
by DJ sets, I would say.
Right. Her name's Letitia Sadler, that's right. And
Letitia,
she plays
exactly.
Letitia. She's
Yeah.
amazing. I think she lives in Paris. You're in Amsterdam at the
I'm in
moment, right?
Amsterdam. Yes.
Yeah, I'm in Mallorca, so there's not many bands passing through at the moment. Um, can I just do that? I'll do these 10 questions just to kind of break the ice a little bit, and
Yeah,
because
sure.
and then we can talk about what you're up to at the moment because it looks like you've got a lot of gigs and things happening. And but anyway, let's do this. It's kind of silly. It's better if you don't think too much.
Nope.
Favorite? It's kind of favorites. Favorite? Tell me your favorite movie.
Ooh, favorite movie. Uh, Top of my head right now, Holy Motors.
Holy Motors. Okay. Favorite building?
Favorite building would be Le Cité Radieuse by Le Corbusier in Marseille.
Ah, this is Brutalist.
Yes,
Amazing. Okay. Favorite color?
black, which
Animal.
is officially not a color.
Yeah, it is. I don't agree. It's a color. Animal.
Cats.
Yeah. So favorite thing to eat?
As long as it's vegan, everything. But I have cravings for pistachio sorbets.
Wow, I've never tried that. That's sounds like a delicacy. Pistachio sorbet. I would
Yeah,
call it sorbet. Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna be, that sounds like something we could make.
It's delicious. There's an
Right.
Italian ice maker in Amsterdam called Massimo, and his sorbets are insanely good.
I want that right now. Okay, a favorite drug?
None. Oh, no,
Well,
coffee.
I mean, pistachio sorbet is a drug, sugar,
Sorbets,
coffee.
coffee,
Coffee,
coffee.
okay, coffee's the. I've just had my espresso.
Having, yeah.
Okay, salute. Can you give us one piece of music comes into your head straight away that you go to that never gets old?
Ooh. Um, I always go through phases.
Hmm.
But it's something that never. Oh, ooh, and now my brain is going from like, oh, but you need to choose, and that is so
Yeah.
difficult. But I think for me right now, oh my God, I'm stalling. Um, I would want to say, ah, I can't choose right now.
I can get, I
There's a
mean, there's
few.
so many.
There's so many. And I've been okay, so if I would look at like what have I been listening to lately besides radio shows, I've been listening to a lot of Firehose.
Wow.
Um,
Iffin is an album I have on vinyl. You know Iffin,
yeah,
yeah?
yes,
Windmilling. You know the song Windmilling?
Yes,
What a
absolutely.
great, yeah, yeah, okay, but okay.
Amazing.
What
Yeah.
else?
And then I've been listening to a lot of the Pixies.
Right.
That
With
is
Kim Deal,
always
without Kim Deal, not so good, right?
no, exactly with Kim Deal. Yeah,
What
yeah, yeah. No,
happened?
Surfer Rosa is one of my favorite albums of all
Did you
time.
see that
Never
live?
gets
That
old.
live was, I was just
Yes.
staring in front of Kim Deal, staring at her. Did you see it
Yeah.
live? So, such a
I
good,
I I have seen them live many
incredible.
times.
Okay.
Yeah. In both
Okay.
old and new versions. Yeah.
She is an amazing singer and musician and person. The rest of
Yeah.
them I'm not so sure about, but better not. Let's keep it positive.
Yeah.
What about your favorite city?
My favorite city, Paris.
Yeah, Paris is his top one. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was there last year. Wow, such a just walking around Père Lachaise and just looking at the people in the street. It's
It's beautiful. It always feels like home. It has been home, but it always
Mhm.
feels like home when I go back.
Yeah. Form of transport,
Walking.
great. And number 10 is drink.
Ooh, coffee
Coffee.
again.
Again, coffee comes up twice. Okay. Okay.
Coffee is, yeah, serious business.
All right. Okay, let's get back to the music and your life. I mean, you're so around this time where you're getting into the punk and the Pixies and things, are you living in Brussels, yeah?
I was, yeah, alternating mostly
Uh-huh.
Brussels. Yeah.
Right. I
Suburb.
expect that you are very spiritual, but you don't really go for a formal kind of religion. Is that right?
That is very right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe you were brought up Catholic,
Mm,
maybe, or Protestant or
oh,
something.
good guess. Yes. So I have been brought up Catholic in a way that very secular
No
Catholic.
confession or anything like that, no
No
confirmation.
confessions.
Okay.
No, but Daddy did grow up with that. And then one of the people that really played a huge role in my life and in forming me and my ideas and my relationships to other people was my aunt, my mom's oldest sister.
Mhm.
She was a yoga teacher and I spent a lot of time taking classes with
Mhm.
her as
Right.
well. But she was mainly my entrance into the more spiritual side of things.
Right. What type of yoga was it?
Hatha yoga,
Oh, the classic one, right?
the
That's really
classic one.
nice.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
nice one.
She was also like really classically trained as well,
Okay.
but very grounded in a way. So yes, spiritual, being aware that we as human beings interact with all things around us on
Ah,
different levels.
so you believe
Um,
we all in dualism, that we're all from one organism. Do you believe that?
um, yeah, I would
Could be
say
tr-
so. I mean, at
Makes
least
sense.
we're all connected.
Yeah.
Yes, on a molecular level, we're
Mhm.
all the same.
Right. Okay. Now, I expect you're different from me because when I was young in Glasgow, in Scotland, I was given my dinner and I had to eat it, right? And if
Mhm.
I was not really feeling safe to say no. And so this has affected me in later life, and I'm just dealing with it, that I'm not really comfortable with expressing myself. That's probably why I went into the music and all that. But I
Mm.
expect you were quite safe and able to express yourself from a young age, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it
yeah, yeah,
seems
yeah.
that way. I think
Yeah,
people are into, yeah.
at least in my own immediate environment,
So
I
you
would
do
say.
feel safe to express any kind of alternative feelings that you have. Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah, of
yeah,
course.
yeah, yeah. I mean, as I said, but in my own safe surroundings of home and immediate family, yes, absolutely.
Because it's connected to what's going on. And recently, I don't know, I've been talking to people, and just by chance, they identify as Israeli or South African or Jewish, and it's really delicate subject, which I had these definite opinions upon.
Mm.
And it's horrific what's happening. And I've fallen out with a lot of friends and family about it because I do see it as it's not really complicated. It's
Mm.
not about religion at all. It's about the strong um, just doing what they have to. It's even just maybe the strong, greedy white people smashing the
Absolutely.
black people, you know? It's as
It's
simple as
it's
that.
it's all about power and
Mhm.
greed. Yeah, absolutely.
And to change the weak have to stand up to the strong, but it's becoming almost impossible. And I don't think they're going to stop. And I'm sort of, it's driving me crazy how people don't want to talk or they think it's okay. And I think
Hmm.
by not talking like this, it's just as bad as what as the people that are doing this thing. This is why I'm doing this, and I'd love to know what you think about that.
Mm. No, I talking is the most important thing. Also communicating with each other, sharing thoughts, sharing knowledge, specifically. So, for instance, in Amsterdam, there's a small group that holds reading vigils every day, and they read from anything classic literature to modern day analytics of the conflict, and it antagonizes some people. So sometimes interactions with people who hear these, collective readings spark conversations, not necessarily with, the people that side with you, but also your opponents. And I think it's really important to keep on expressing and being very vocal
Hmm.
about your um, about spreading knowledge about how this conflict came into being, that it's not something that, started on in October a few years ago, but it
Hmm.
has been a lasting conflict, and that it was initiated by people who held this notion of power and greed over a region that wasn't theirs to begin with.
Yeah. I mean, even these words are trigger words like Middle East to me, even conflict,
Mm.
anti-Semitism, Zionism, right? We could talk about these words and how the meanings are different. I mean, I'm starting to say West Asia, right? I wouldn't say Middle East
Mm.
anymore. I wouldn't say conflict. I would say genocide. I would even be as strong as to say Holocaust. And in one of my interviews, I regret sometimes, but then I don't, and I go backwards and forwards. I say, who has a rave next to a concentration camp anyway? And do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
in the movies, like all these movies, like Schindler's List or countless movies that we watched when we were growing up, the heroes were the ones escaping from the concentration camp.
Mm.
I can see you, you're getting nervous, but
No,
it's
but we need to talk. We need to,
uh,
we do need, we need conversations out there. And I don't believe in a thing, some people say they're apolitical. I don't believe in
no,
that
that's
at all. It's impossible.
kind of means you're a fascist, in my wise. And the word let's talk. The word Zionism has changed. It's meaning,
Mm.
and look, even anti-Semitism. Now, this is crazy that I've been accused of this. I mean, that's just shut me down. But the people that I'm pro-Semite, right? The Palestinians and the people from that region are the Semites. The people that are in Israel really aren't Semites, if you want to get down to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that,
Yeah.
do you agree with that, right?
No, no, I agree. I think the what I am trying to do though is like, so again, I can relate it only to like my own bubble. I have to
Mhm.
say, and what is happening here in Amsterdam, and how, we try and deal with the genocide, rightfully so. Holocaust, think the same type of word. It's insane what is happening.
Yeah. And
But
we
I
always
also,
say, "Oh, how can the Germans let that happen?" You know, that's the thing that people say. Well, we're doing like worse now because we're seeing it. We're letting it
yeah.
happen, and and I'm like, "How can I let it happen?" And I do this to kind of deal with that. And I
Mhm.
was there, and but yeah. Sorry, continue. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I think it's just really important again that we can be as loud as we need to be in order for people to listen. And it's something that has grown, like for instance in the Netherlands, there was a lot of resistance against condemning Israel.
Mhm.
about their actions on a political level, but also like it had to grow. People had to witness horrible, horrible images first for them to see that what was really going on is that Israel is destroying people,
And there's no
children.
doubt Israel is America, and it's America. It's a strategic
Exactly.
military situation more than
Ex-
anything else. I don't differentiate between Israel and America really,
Not right
even
now.
though
No.
they pretend that one, and they just
And again, it's just all about power and greed. It's about
yeah
people wanting to have control over other people
yeah okay.
and making money off of it.
That's yeah, it's money and they obscure the religion just as just a smokescreen, the religious kind of thing. Um,
Yeah.
um, can you tell me if you go when you're making I know the answer to this, but just tell me, do you follow your head or your heart in life?
Oh, heart.
Of course, like me,
Hearts
which
always.
gets us into no end of trouble.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
tell me one thing that you will never do again.
Eat animals.
Good. Yeah, I agree, but I'm guilty. I mean, from 14 until 21. Oh, that doesn't matter. But my story. Do you have a mantra
Pure mantra. Um,
if you're under pressure or something, or even if you're in a queue?
no, I do have a mantra which I try to kind of live by, which is you need to be listening all the time and remind yourself when you're not listening.
Whoa, that's that's a good one.
It's not mine, it's Pauline Oliveros.
Okay.
But yeah, she has been very influential on my practice.
Mhm.
Um, and yes, the listening, which is at the core of everything that I do,
Yeah.
uh, needs to be practiced.
And
And
listening to yourself, maybe.
absolutely, yeah,
That's the hardest part sometimes for me.
yeah.
It's like, okay, trying to figure out what it is that's best for me because the people in when I was in Bethlehem, I, I seem to make more friends there in a few weeks than I have in 20 years in Mallorca. But anyway, and I try and keep in touch with them. But there was for a few years it was great. The students were protesting, they were relating it to Nelson Mandela, but they shut down all these student protests. But what they told me was, first of all, look after yourself, right? You can't help anyone unless you're okay. And second of all, you have to help the people around
Hmm.
because uh, that once that's what he told me, the guy in Palestine, he was like, it stuck with me, deeply. Okay, sorry. If you had the opportunity to be immortal, would you take it?
No,
Me neither. Is there a famous historical figure that you would like to spend the day with?
Pauline Oliveros.
This, okay, I'm not sure if I can you explain who that
Yes.
is? A writer,
So,
right? It's quite a fam
Pauline Oliveros was a composer. She passed away in 2016, so before I could meet her. I do have a lot of people around me and people that I've worked with that have known Pauline. But yeah, I always regret that I started my studies into her deep listening too late for me to meet her.
Okay, I think I have some of her vinyl records. She
You
went under many different monikers, is that right?
She mainly went under Pauline Oliveros,
Okay.
but she did collaborate with a lot of other people. So one of her main collaborators, for instance, Stuart Dempster,
Right.
and but she collaborated with many during her lifetime.
And it was electronic or music concrete or
Both. So she started out playing accordion, um,
okay.
but she's done a lot of electronic music as well. Yeah,
It's a
but
Spanish name, no? Is it Spanish?
it is, but she was American.
Okay. Okay. So you'd like to spend the day with us? Okay.
Oh, I would love that. Yeah, if only that were possible.
So you have a daily practice, yeah?
Yes.
And so you do a little bit of yoga and meditate like daily, like maybe
I
depending.
try to. I've haven't been a good student of yoga lately, but
Mhm.
I do walk a lot, and think a lot, and yes.
Okay, I know you're busy today, and we've got about 10 minutes. I'd really like to get into how you put your mixes together. I imagine it's not very, I mean, I'm such an old vintage guy that I'm resisting it. I'm still resisting. I still take my bag of records to play, and usually it's an art gallery or a restaurant. I don't play really raves anymore. But tell me, you don't when you're playing live, you don't bring a bag of records, do you?
I do
Oh,
still very
great.
yeah, there's always like I mean, it's not like schlepping around, tons of records, but there's always a little bag. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Safety blanket.
Okay, now the mix that inspired me to reach out was about 3 months ago, and it was unbelievable. It was because I have the radio I'll had on all the time, and
Mm,
whenever something jumps out, which isn't maybe once a week or twice, they have a great selection of sound
amazing.
artists, I would say. I don't even like to use the word DJ anymore. I call myself a, what is it, vinyl selector. I've been calling myself recently. But anyway, can you tell us about this mix? You know the one I'm talking about. Straight
I
away, I
do know,
reached
yeah.
out.
So it's the one that I made for my friend Rami, and it's again, as said, it's like what I tend to do is like so I play both from vinyl, but also digital
Mhm.
files, MP3s or WAV files, and I chop them up. So I kind of layer everything. And my favorite thing to do is actually to play, or when I start playing, to kind of create this sonic landscape. Um, and with the DJ mixer, there's of course four channels you can use. So each channel has its own separate input in of sound or output of sound. And I love to use all the channels simultaneously. So
Nice.
open them up and then, maybe tweak a little on like get the lows out and bring the highs in, but also chopping up tempos, which I love about digital stuff, that you get to play on what they call CDJs.
Mhm.
When I use CDJs, I really use them as instruments, where I can chop up tempos, where I can chop up pitches, and just really loop things into infinity. Stretch out, like a 6 minute song can become like a 30-minute soundscape.
Well, would you do you do workshops? You would be a great teacher.
I actually I am a teacher.
Because
Um,
you've explained that something that's been a mystery to me for 20 years. You just explained it perfectly and simply. Thank
yeah.
you. And it
I
makes me
mean,
want to
it's
try
also
because I'm sort of with the vinyl, I'm restricted and I don't really mix beats. So I love collecting records without beats and doing exactly what you said, but just with two vinyls. Now, your mix
also
sounded like a movie, or it sounded like the movie that I want to see. And what actual do you use? How do you get the computer sounds mixed with your four channels? Is there an app you use or something?
no, no, no. So basically, right now, the digital version of a turntable is what they call a CDJ.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and what you do is you just load your tracks onto a USB, and then the machine reads it. And then you can just basically play around with the machine itself. Has different functions. So you can loop things. You can chop them up in tempos. You can use the jog wheel, which is similar to using your vinyl wheel.
Hmm.
But then you
Yeah, yeah.
can
You can
really
scratch and things, yeah.
scratch, but you can also tap it and hold it, and
Yeah.
like it's almost like squeezing everything out of this instrument to kind of deconstruct
So when
your
you're
original file.
recording,
Yeah.
what do you use? I mean, I'm not just wondering how you actually physically get the sounds, which are in files, and you've got your
Yeah.
two CGJs. You must have
Yeah.
some other kind of computer app going at the
No,
same time.
no,
How do you
no.
record it then?
But the recording just goes through either you, so the DJ mixer has a record in for a cable, and then you connect your recorder. So I have a Zoom recorder that I
Zoom
connect to my mixer.
recorder. This is what
Yes.
I'm asking because a Zoom recorder, what are you going to show me? Wow.
I want to
Sorry
show
to get
you.
technical.
I just no, I just need to like it's usually next to my desk, but I think that it's in a cupboard. Ah,
It's just like
I
you need a converter to convert the vinyl. If you're using vinyl as well, I'd probably, if you're doing
no,
that,
you can just record it through the mixer.
let's talk
So
about that particular mix. So you were, there was vinyl records on it as well, right?
yes, yeah. So the mixer is a Pioneer, preferably
Yeah,
Pioneer
yeah.
mixers because I like them. The 900. And then yeah, you can simply connect your recorder, which I cannot for the life of me find now.
That's
Um,
okay.
but connect your recording device to the mixer. And then because everything is goes through the mixer, so all your output, also the vinyls, which are connected to the mixer, can
Right.
go into the recorder. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to try it with my son. He's 13 and he loves the vinyl, but he needs to have his. He thinks I don't know if he thinks I'm a dinosaur or what. We've only got a few minutes left, and I'm really enjoying this. I
Mm.
know that you're busy. Maybe this can be a part one. Usually I do a part one and a part two. So I know you're busy today, but is there anything you would like to say before anything? I mean, tell us have you got a gig coming up or what you're working on at the
Oh,
moment?
I have some really nice gigs coming up. I'm currently writing a piece for a fellow artist, a sound artist as well. And I'm yeah, just starting today on writing something around a composition he made regarding oceans. And so I'm doing that. I'm creating a sound walk that I'm not sure where it's gonna
Okay,
take place yet, but I'm trying to create a sound walk that is based on dérive. So it's a walk that you don't know where you're gonna end up in, and I wanna use some listening prompts to do that. And I'm preparing a little lecture for a gig in Dusseldorf where I'm going to talk about this book that I wrote.
wow, you
Yeah.
wrote a book, and was it
Oh, wow.
a novel? What's it called?
Not a novel. It's actually about listening. So it
Okay,
was my master's thesis, and it's called Open Fields Listening Station. And it's a yeah, it was my master thesis, and it got picked up by a publisher, and now it's a little book on listening.
congratulations. That's great.
Thank
I'll need
you.
to get it. Is it in English?
It is,
Great.
yes.
I'll need to figure out. I'll need to get that one.
It's apparently available throughout the world. It's crazy. So I've had people in Tokyo sending me pictures of holding the book and someone in
Great.
San Francisco. Yeah, it's really lovely.
And you put your own music out as well. On
Eh,
uh,
the plan is always there. There's lots of unfinished ideas. But yeah, steadily, slowly but steadily working on it.
mhm.
Yeah.
And do you play any instruments or
Um, Not enough.
not
No,
enough? So
I
like
dabble.
when you say you're writing, are you writing like
Words.
instructions or kind of
Yeah.
instructions
Yeah.
and sort of
Yes.
concepts, I suppose?
Yes,
And you
exactly.
translate that digitally.
I try to, so what I'm doing now for my friend, for instance, is so he sent me so it's part of a larger sound installation, and he sent me a 6 minute kind of excerpt from it, and now I'm just translating what I'm feeling about that thing in words.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to try and say goodbye before it cuts.
Yeah. Um,
Femke,
Demka. Hey,
Femke.
Martin, where is this interview going to end up?
They usually go on YouTube, but maybe I'll send it to you first if you want to check it out and see.
Do you mind?
No, of course.
Because I usually don't do, I thought we were going to do this, but not broadcast by face,
Oh
which I,
shit.
Yeah, I didn't, I thought it was just going to have be a Zoom conversation and you would write
Okay.
it out.
No, I
Uh,
understand completely. I will send you it and you can
yes,
let me know if you want it public or not. I understand
yes,
completely if you don't.
but
Next